is making news in the socials. Now, I know the first thing, Asha, is the Hustler Fund that was launched yesterday by President William Ruto. I was online and I saw the reactions that Kenyans had. The one that actually just killed me was how Kenyans were saying that Hustler Fund is basically a fuliza that has gone to a group of schools. I don't know what else are Kenyans saying.
Yeah, that's one of the, views that are out there, some of the comments that are out there. There's a lot of confusion around this. There's also a lot of fact-checking. We've seen guys fact-checking a lot around this Hustlers Fund that was launched yesterday. And just a lot of fact-checking as well. People are coming out with facts to correct each other. And some have also taken issue with the fact that, you have to, when you borrow the loan, you have to pay it within 14 days. Guys are saying that's not enough time for you to have, regained the money for you to be able to pay it back. There's been misunderstanding on the 8% interest rate, which is annual interest rate. Some guys have, understood it as to apply just for the 14-day period. So there's a lot of fact-checking going on. We've also seen scammers have come around. There are several loan apps that have come up, based on this Hustlers Fund, or rather being named after this Hustlers Fund to lure people into getting loans, but that's not, the real deal. And there's a lot of information out there that can actually let people know the right channels to get this money from the Hustlers Fund. Some of the, just to look at a few quick facts around this on what you need to do. It's a lending service. It's meant for SMEs. Some are saying, obviously it's not only SMEs that will be using it, but all Kenyans will be accessing this. And you'd be surprised. I don't know, maybe when you do follow-up later, in later times, you'll actually find that it's not mainly SMEs that ended up using the funds, but just regular Kenyans, because cost of living is a thing that we've talked about several times over the years, actually. And another thing is that, your SIM card has to be in use for at least 90 days. Some guys have also taken issue with the fact that when you request for the Hustler Fund, Hustlers Fund loan, it's asking you for your M-Pesa PIN. Guys don't understand the link between that and M-Pesa. There's just a lot of questions still coming up on this around social media, where they're asking for the M-Pesa PIN, the fake apps, the regulations and all that. And of course, the consequences to borrowing this money. It's low interest. I think that's what makes it a major difference. Like you said, some guys are calling it fuliza that has gone to a group of schools. Guys are wondering the difference between it and M-Shwari and all the other loan apps that are there. But some of the things that have been, brought in with this is, the low interest rates have also come in. And yeah, those are some of the good things that have come with this fund. On the flip side, however, if you don't get to pay your loan within those 14 days, your credit scores goes down, your accounts can be frozen. They'll give you additional 15 days to pay your loan. If you still don't pay it, your account will be frozen. There's a lot around this and a lot of fact-checking, which I'm happy to see on social media, even as we share memes and banter around this as well.
People are saying, 14 days is just 2 weeks. For example, if I'm getting a loan of 50,000, where am I coming up with 50,000 to pay plus the interest in just 2 weeks? But I don't know, have you checked if you're eligible for it?
I think by now almost every Kenyan has checked if they're eligible for it, and yeah, there's also advice, and I like this bit where there's a lot of caution on social media that, even when you get this money, because there's varying, it ranges from just 500 shillings to around 500,000 shillings that you can borrow and pay back. And, they don't check your CRB status. It's a lot that it's very easy to access, basically. And guys are giving caution that even with the ease of accessing these funds, you should be able to be careful, spend it wisely, and know that you have to pay back the money. And of course, again, we don't know if they'll be able to readjust this. Maybe the economy desk can clarify on that later. But yeah, we don't know if they'll adjust the funds on the timelines on this for the payments to be able to happen.
All right, Asha Fox will be coming back to you shortly. I understand we now want to talk to Henry Githaiga to give us more details about the Hustler Fund and, of course, the business diary. Good morning, Githaiga. What should